Hey, peace, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because they was really in front of like a garage. They was really in front of like a garage. Oh my God, man. Yo, so welcome this week in White Supremacy. We got a lot of jokes on deck today. It's been a lot of, it's a lot of white tears, you know what I'm saying? A lot of like white hurt feel and white rage. Like white rage is in full display. Even though, Trump hasn't totally conceded, but it's a lot of white folks, white people are angry, man. You know what I'm saying? They're angry. And we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna laugh about it. We not. This ain't the we come. It's time to come together in unity. This ain't the podcast for that.
This ain't it. This is not that, bro.
That might be down the dial. You know what I'm saying? We gonna laugh at you right now for your foolishness. So I'm the Tyriak, CEO and co-founder of One Hood Media. Mr. NLS, you want to?
I am Treble, never loses sight. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to my podcast. I really just brought the other three just to make me look good. But wow. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it from here. It's like, nah.
You got the brown motif. It's like you're matching like the background of your house. Like it's kind of like
that's hard.
That's an ill match you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I like somebody
have this the vibe.
Come on, man. That's the vibe. All right. Miracle live from Georgia.
Live from Georgia, the best half of the Wonder Twins, over here chilling, cooking, working for liberation. Turn up. That wasn't me this time.
Oh, that wasn't you? Okay.
That is not me this time.
That's definitely not me. That's definitely not me.
That must be Duquesne. Something's going on in Duquesne, bro. A man like Saeed with the shades. What's going on, bro?
It's like a pimp named Slipback in A Tribe Called Quest. It's a man like Saeed with the shades. You get me?
So I guess we can get started, man, with a lot of white folks they don't want to accept Trump law. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to be like we celebrated. When Trump, and we wasn't, just to be clear, like we were not celebrating Biden's victory. We were celebrating Trump losing, and we were celebrating like racists. We knew racists was gonna be mad, and we wanted to laugh at y'all. We wanted to kind of like dance a little bit, you know what I'm saying, on top of your tears. You know what I'm saying? That's what we wanted to do. But like, it's almost like the white supremacy strikes back. Like, yo, white folks. Well, I mean, first it was, the press conference at the Four Seasons Landscaping. I mean, that was kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? It's like, remember when Rudy Giuliani was like America's mayor? Remember that?
Well, no, I remember. He locked up a few of my friends.
I mean, I'm just saying, like at one time he was like a respected. I mean, this dude just said the
respect is wild. Respect is wild, but I know what you mean though.
I mean, he was somebody that like folks like he was America's mayor. He was there after 9/11. And like this dude is like, I mean, his reputation is just I mean, Borat did this, like
yeah.
Be in front of garages, my dude. You know what I'm saying? And the wild part is they said that they had a one of the dudes that was speaking was a convicted sex
offender, man. A pedophile at that.
A pedophile, right?
They tried to say the cops framed him. Try to say it was
you don't get framed exposing yourself to young girls, bro. That's something you wake up in the morning and say, you know what? You know what I mean? That's how that's how you're moving on that type of time and them things, isn't it?
But I mean, it's just like grasping at straws. It's like whomever they can try to grab up and like throw out here, and then come to find out the dude was saying he was from Philadelphia, a Philadelphia poll worker. He from New Jersey. He's a sex offender. Like they not vetting what space they meeting at. They getting the wrong Four Seasons. Anybody can just pop up and say voter fraud, and they throwing them on the press conference. I mean, it's wild, right? I mean, they're just. I mean, grasping at straws is like an understatement to what we see going on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there they are. What's my man gardening? He's gardening like a table with like wrenches and hammers on it. Like, what you gardening over there?
Yo, look at the hose. Look at the sad ass green hose, bro.
Yo, it's deep, brother. It's deep, man.
Bro, just reading that article every time it says Four Seasons landscaping, I just start dying.
You have any response to the Tears Miracle? You have any?
Yeah, I do. I think it was hilarious, but I think it also goes to show how Trump is out here wilding. Meanwhile, Democrats here in Pennsylvania are talking about how saying defund the police is too much. He's got sex offenders speaking at his press conference, but we can't be abolitionists. It just shows hypocrisy. And I loved it. Like, I feel sorry for all the Four Seasons workers who had to put up with that. Like, people coming here trying to go do a job, and all of a sudden, like, you do that. I really feel sorry for the sex shop next door who was like, we lost all this money. We weren't prepared for this. Businesses actually had to close down because
you're trying to quietly go to the sex shop. Big ass press conference.
It's funny to me.
International news media is at your door.
I can't even speak in the sex shop today.
Right? It's jokes to me because, like, we know white people don't season their food, let alone use Four Seasons. So it's like
yeah. It's like, of course, he didn't know which seasons to use.
Exactly, bro. Yeah.
2 seasons, salt and pepper. That's it, bro.
Salt, pepper, and mayonnaise. Salt, pepper, and mayonnaise, and ice. That's it.
That's cold blooded. That's wrong. But I mean, I know, like, is it like so? Because I mean, on one hand, we're laughing, but on another hand, it seems like Trump is like mounting this campaign of like not trying to turn this thing over. There was a clip that came out of the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. Don't ignore a man like Saeed. Just ignore this dude. So, but I'm saying, like, we laughing and joking, but if you have the Secretary of State, and we got the video, you got the video for it, John. If you have the Secretary of State, like, when asked, like, hey, Secretary of State, you're supposed to be in this position where, like, you're, looking at how we connect to these other countries, and it's like, how are you gonna, deal with the Biden transition team? And this was his response.
Hi. Is the State Department currently preparing to engage with the Biden transition team? And if not, at what point does a delay hamper a smooth transition or pose a risk to national security?
There will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration.
Oh, really?
Right. We're ready. The world is watching what's taking place here. We're going to count all the votes. When the process is complete, there'll be electors selected.
We can pause it right there. But I guess has he came back and said that was a joke, or was he being serious? I mean, what's going on?
Why do we always give white people the benefit of the doubt? Like they're just joking.
No,
here they are talking about having a coup, subverting the will of the American people. And we're like, oh, maybe it was a joke. Maybe he didn't mean it. At what point do we actually realize these people are intentionally doing stuff to make sure that they stay in power? Like, I don't understand why people are like, maybe he didn't mean it like that. How else was he supposed to say it? It's like, these people can tomorrow going to be like, we're going to shoot all the Democratic governors. And half of our people are going to be like, well, I wonder what they mean by they say that. I wonder if they would actually do that. Like, we really do not take what they're saying seriously. They don't want to leave. He doesn't want to lose. Like, they're going to go to prison if Joe Biden gets in office because of all of the shenanigans and illegal trading that they have been accused of doing these past 4 years. So they have a vested interest to stay in power, and we have to actually understand what's going on.
No, yeah. It's wild because they have actually been calling for the deaths. Like, there was a dude who was a police chief. Like, they said, like, death to all Marxist Democrats, take no prisoners, leave no survivors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
time.
And this this is a dude that has real power. He's a police chief.
Yeah.
He has guns. He has real power. And so, right here, you had the Secretary of State. I mean, they're bold in what they're saying, and it's clear like he might have smiled, but then Trump retweeted him, and Trump was like, "Yo, like bigging him up for saying that." So they're very serious, and it's a lot of white people that have power and that have guns, and they serious too. What was you gonna say, Fruit?
I mean, this is why we need to defund the police. This is prime reason number one. You know, like why? How are you even allowed to make that type of a statement that's that bold? You get me? Like, yo, you're supposed to protect and serve, innit?
Right.
Not execute, not issue commands of execution. Like right there, that's terroristic threats. Like those are things that could be, you know, if they're misinterpreted by some zealot or like some, you know, crazed, deranged gunman, as these white men tend to be when they get to that 18-year-old mark, they start losing their fucking brains and start murdering people in the streets. Because we see 97, the FBI says 97% of all mass shooters are white. Absolutely. So you're speaking directly to your demographic right now. And like Miracle said, we shouldn't take that lightly. That's not, that's real life right there. How many, and you know, Dave Chappelle made a joke about it on SNL, like what life was like before COVID, but we had a mass shooting every week in the States.
Yeah, he did.
We had a mass shooting and that's not hyperbole. That's a fact. We had a mass shooting every week in the States before COVID. And that's what he's trying to get back to. You get me?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the reality where we are right now. And I think like it is interesting how like, you know, white people can call, like you said, for outright violence or outright coup, and it's not looked at as like it's not taken as seriously where if it's somebody else. And I mean, it's super interesting because you have like right now, you know, the Republicans trying to just grab up. I mean, you have them saying like, you know, I'll give you $25,000 if you can show any voter fraud. It's interesting because we've seen voter fraud and it's been like Republican voter fraud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, you know, you had a guy in Pennsylvania that came out and said like, oh, there was voter fraud, that he saw, you know, some ballots, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when he got pressed, he had to sign an affidavit and say he made everything up. You know what I'm saying? But despite that, Trump is still not conceded. You know what I'm saying? He's still, you know, acting like he's going to remain in office. And I mean, you had, you know, one of his men. I mean, you know, when you talk about calling for violence, Miracle, like Steve Bannon, you know, we talk about like white men that had power, that have a platform and a mic. Like Steve Bannon actually said, if Trump gets reelected, not only should he fire Fauci and fire the director of the FBI, but that they should like behead these men and like put their heads on stakes outside of the White House. And it's just like, it wasn't even that, it's like not that big of a story. Oh, just kind of like you said, oh, you know, he was joking. He wasn't being taken. Go listen to the thing. He was like, yo, this is how we used to do it. You know what I'm saying? He was serious.
And yet BLM is militant. And we're a terrorist organization.
Right.
We got signs, my nigga. Like we're signs, we dancing, we drinking water, we drinking juice. We're the terrorists, but like Steve Bannon can say, let's cut these people's heads off, and it's not even taken as that big a deal. You're gonna say something, Miracle?
I was gonna say yeah, because we're talking like Steve Bannon was very honest because you know it's Indigenous Heritage Month, and we talk about scalping. You gotta remember that is what white people did to prove that they were killing, raping, and murdering Indigenous Americans. So when he's talking about this is what we used to do, he's actually echoing and calling back to a time where white people were just going out here using manifest destiny and other types of beliefs to actually murder Black and brown people. So we have to really understand that these individuals are using historical language, whether it's the pastor talking about angels from Africa or him talking about beheading, that they're actually using these white supremacist dog whistles to tell people to actually get ready to have this race war. And meanwhile, we're over here like, wow, that was a rude joke. Ban him from Twitter. It was like, no, these are domestic terrorists. This is what we're seeing, and nobody's going to prosecute them. Nothing's going to happen. And then when we start to see actual shootings, because what happened in Philadelphia, all type of stuff, it keeps getting stopped. But what happens when they're actually going to be out here harming these poll workers or these election officials?
Right.
Did anybody see the footage of that man who was getting arrested in his car and the police broke his window out and he's praying to Donald Trump? Have anybody seen that?
What?
So a man was, you can look this up. It just popped into my head just now. I seen it this
He was
week.
praying to Donald Trump.
He's praying to Donald Trump. He's on Instagram Live. The police, it's a traffic stop or something. The police, they bust his windows out. He's praying to Donald Trump. These people are so radicalized. This is the definition of radicalization right here. And let one of these people on some Tim McVeigh or Theodore Kaczynski, something like that, they get gassed and they kill somebody and they cite Donald Trump. Can you imagine the job the media is going to do to try to bury this?
Right. I mean, what's happened? I mean, you've had people make threats towards certain people and basically like cite Donald Trump as I mean, we saw the Tree of Life happen right here in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? We're 2 years removed from the Tree of Life, and this was somebody that was an avowed white supremacist and about white supremacist rhetoric. I just sent y'all an article. It was a dude arrested in New York that was threatening Senator Schumer. He was threatening to kill protesters. Donald Trump lost. I'm gonna kill people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is happening right now. And so, like, just like you said, Miracle, I mean, the police caught these dudes that went up to Philly, but they were talking about, let's go to Philly. This is going to be a war. And it's wild because but it's never painted it's never painted as like, yo, these Trump supporters, these people are terrorists. Like it's never it's never considered like a threat to America's like democracy. It's like, oh, these are patriots. You know what I'm saying?
And remember, the campaign thing was, if we stop we have to stop Black Lives Matter or they'll ruin the country.
Absolutely.
How? Like you said, we have signs, bro. We have signs.
Oh, we're gonna ruin the country with this health care.
With this equality. All of this equality is gonna ruin the country.
With this health care and this getting along.
Health care.
If you think about it technically, like they're not wrong. And it's ironic that they're spewing this out in the public. It's like BLM kind of will ruin what you call this country, but we see it as white supremacy.
Absolutely.
You feel me? That's really what our goal is to ruin white supremacy. And if that's seen as ruining the country, so be it, bro. I'll kick America from above anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, but that's really what it is. I mean, you're exactly right. Like the America that they want that America where white people was running it, like where you could just, nigga, go get me something to drink and we have to run over there, you know what I'm saying? Or like that shit is dead, you know what I'm saying? And
I was thinking about this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking about this the other day, right? When you think about slavery, right? You think about racism, right? And where all this came from. White folks are really just upset they don't own us anymore.
That's what it is, bro.
Like that's really at the root of it. It's like when you go back to the root of racism, it was based off of a superiority. I'm able to subjugate you. You get me?
Yes.
You don't own me anymore, so you're upset about that. That's the only reason you resort to calling me a nigger, or you resort to calling me some type of a name that's dehumanizing me. You're upset because I don't have to listen to you and you no longer have agency in this area.
Right. So you want to call me nigger, like you want to remind me, you want to try to remind me of what my place used to be. I know, and I think it was Paul Mooney that said how he was like, white people don't have a problem living with or around black people. You did it all the time. We were in the house, we was in the bed, warming the bed up. We was in the house, we were cooking the food. It's not living around us. It's like you said, having control and ownership over us. And it's now that that's gone, and now that I can, you call me, I can punch you in your face, you know what I'm saying? If you call me out my name, you know what I'm saying? Now that that's changed, that dynamic has changed, it's oh my God, just like you said, oh, they want equality, they want to be treated right, they don't want to be shot by the cops. That was the wildest part, and there was a tweet that somebody put out that was we're not talking about the 55% of white women that voted for Trump, as it was defund the police fault. You know what I'm saying? It's black people saying we want our rights. You know what I'm saying? Oh, black people, you have to say you want your rights quieter because we might lose election. Well, guess what? I don't care if you lose this one and everyone from the foreseeable future. I'm gonna speak my piece, man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? My people are dying and you worried about some goddamn election? You know what I'm saying? I'm down, but I don't care if Conor Lamb never got back in office. You know what I'm saying? If that's going to save my people's life, that's what I got to do. And to ask me not to do that, to ask me to change my language when black people are actually dying right in front of you, you wild as hell. And you're like, I mean, we peaceful now though. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let Miracle talk some sense into us.
I mean, I've said before, y'all give, not you on the panel, but a lot of y'all give white people this idea that they need to be saved and we can't fight for liberation until white people are with us. And they keep trying to show us that they're never going to be with us. Like, how does 55% of white women who were supposed to be marching with us these past 4 years, talking about they are oppressed and marginalized, how is it that they're able to come out in droves and fight and vote for a candidate and down ballot candidates who literally are talking about giving more money to cops, expanding prisons and jails, stopping critical race theory and all this type of stuff that actually helps improve our social and cultural statuses and talks about and lessens the amount of discrimination we experience, and that's who you vote for. I really want Black people to like love, appreciate, and respect other Black people, minus like the Dan Purdy's of the world. And I want us to like look toward each other for our own unity and salvation and community, because our allies and accomplices keep telling us that they're only willing to go so far with us. They're not willing to call out their family members. And people say, you know what, I can't have a conversation. I don't want to get disowned. Like, what type of family do you have where you can't tell someone not to use racial slurs? Like, what type of family relationship do you have where you can't set boundaries and say you can't come into my household if you act a certain way? I don't get it. Like, I set rules and boundaries to my family who are deep Southern Christians about what they can and cannot say around me. So I expect that bare minimum for people who are saying they're allies and accomplices, and they're not doing it. So I'm just like exhausted with that. And also, I think we keep pretending that law and order actually means something. Law and order only means something to Black folks, because we are the only people who suffer the consequences when we break the laws. Literally, this administration rewrites the laws as it goes. So we have to be prepared, and we have to understand that, like, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but if we're building up our communities, we're able to protect each other.
If I may.
Go ahead.
The narrative of 2020, since all the Karening has happened and all social media, has been the insidiousness of white feminism. And that presented itself in the election, right? As more white women came out.
What word did you use? The what?
Insidiousness.
Oh, wow. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
that's that TI type vocabulary.
But you know about that. But you get me. But no, I mean, like, you know, we seen from basically the past calendar year, from 2019 to 2020, the lethality of Karening, and whether it's Amy Cooper, whether it's, you know, all of these different people who are trying to kill Black people by proxy, by phoning the police. We've seen that they've kind of raised their banner. Their sigil was this election, as you've seen them come out higher than any other group to vote for Trump. It was white women. Karens.
It wasn't higher than white men, but
no. I mean,
higher than last year. Yeah,
that's less white men voted for Trump. The percentage, like white men are coming over.
That is true. The highest
white men are waking up.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, that's why I said it's the insidiousness of it, because white feminism, in my opinion, is a lot more dangerous than white male patriarchy.
Well, you know, Farouk, as a white woman lesbian, you know, I would like to say a few things.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro.
That's my Dean Brown impersonation. Y'all don't know. I mean, if y'all
can we talk about
Twitter,
that right quick? Can we talk about
if y'all are on Twitter? It was something, you know, it was a former Republican something. He was in some type of
Dean Browning,
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Pennsylvania, right?
Republican candidate.
Right. He went on Twitter and he was talking about Joe Biden's going to take all our rights away. You know, all the stuff that they say. And he meant to sign out and then sign into his fake Black gay burner account. But he didn't do that. Like, he actually responded with his own account. I'm a black gay man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this phenomenon. Like, I mean, we've seen it. We talked about this digital blackface phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so we gonna get booted for good. He was like, I'm a black gay man. And it was like Dean Browning was still signed into his own account. Then Dean Browning actually found a black guy. But let's talk about the digital blackface phenomenon, because we've seen
how is it that that facial recognition software misidentifies black people 30% of the time, but you just so readily available created a black face out of thin air? How the fuck did you do that, bro?
But it's wild to me, like the idea that like is it like, where does this come from? I'm gonna come to you, Miracle, because like science is up for us, because it's like here you are. It's like, is it you feel like I know better than black people? Like, if I just give me a black picture and I can speak to black people, I can. Or is it just like they trying to forward these whack arguments and they just want to put some sock puppet up to be somebody to forward their arguments? Well, where does it come from, Miracle?
So the amazing, brilliant Kimberly Crenshaw in the early 90s termed this coin intersectionality, which basically says you have to look at a person's full identity in order to see who they are and work with them. A lot of conservatives, of course, a lot of white men who hate anything that black women academics put forth, have for the past like 10 years literally gone hard on identity politics, to the point we now have Candace Owens and then all these other people who use their identity to parrot white supremacist talking points. And so with this rudimentary understanding of intersectionality, a lot of racists, a lot of people who hate black people in real life decided that they were going to create all of these sock puppets, which are fake accounts, to pretend to be people of color. So there was a situation where a prominent Jewish activist pretended to be a black Jewish person calling for the destruction and murder of white Jews. There was another situation where a lot of professors and academics were pretending to be black when they weren't. And there's a whole theme of Instagram models darkening their skin, saying that they're ethnic when really they're just white. And so we have this whole blackfacing phenomenon that has taken on this perception on social media where people pretend to be black because it's profitable. What was it? Mooney said, everybody wants to be black, but nobody wants to be black. Yep. He said a different word, but I'm gonna say black. And so now we literally, it's like you don't need a black person in your corner anymore. You just need 50 fake profiles of fake black people that will basically make people think there are more black Trump supporters than there are. There are more black conservatives than there are. And so it's basically a tool and a trick to change your perceptions, because if you feel like, okay, well, if this person has this contrarian point of view, then I can do it too. And so here we are. There are companies that actually have paid thousands of dollars for digital black people. So instead of actually paying black people to do the work, they pay computer programmers to design black faces. It's a whole thing going on. And so now we have this.
I hate it here.
I really do hate it here. We have this candidate who basically gets called out for using this fake account. There are people who are smarter than I am who basically said, hey, this black man is lying because this guy has used the same IP address. He's had multiple fake accounts throughout the years. When one account gets suspended, another account pops up. And it's just a travesty, but it also shows you how identity is weaponized by conservatives, and not even just conservatives. Identity is weaponized by people in power to create division and to basically take people who are desperate for fame and fortune and use them to harm other people. So it's crappy. Black women have been dealing with this for a few years, and now the rest of the world sees it.
So this is why I meditate, bro, because like all that identity shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I could just do without the ego. It's a lot more peaceful. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think being authentically and being yourself, but it's like now, is there like a market for like, I can be your like black friend when you get caught, like digitally blackface? Like, I mean, that might be something like we do on the low, like, hey, if you need like a black person to pop up, because like this dude like
come on our podcast.
Yeah.
We'll be your black friends.
So when Dan Purdy, like when people like caught this dude and found out his fake account and all this and this and that, like he grabbed a random black guy. You have that video, John, and like this random, so this is obviously this is our Terry Crews of the week, but and this black guy was like, I'm Dan Purdy, I'm black and I'm gay, and all of this and that. So he came in to his defense. This is him here now.
Hey guys, my name is Dan Purdy.
It's not. His name's not Dan Purdy, by the way.
Black man. The message that you saw on Dean's Twitter was posted. I don't actually know how it was posted, but I did send it to him because I had a problem with how people.
You see him reading it? I see him reading
it. Are treating Donald Trump. I don't have a problem with Donald Trump.
He is definitely reading.
And I don't understand why so many pretend to. Donald Trump has never done anything to hurt me, either as a gay man or as a black man, nor has he done anything to hurt anybody in the 4 years that he's been in office, because he hasn't had time to. So what's the big deal? I sent that message
and he had 4 years.
Dean accidentally posted it somehow, and that's the end of the story. No, he's not a sock puppet. No, I'm not a bot. I hope you understand.
This administration has permitted the firing of queer people, has said you could discriminate against queer contractors, has rolled back employment and housing and healthcare protections, has done a whole lot of stuff to impact queer people.
Muslim bans.
Right. And so I don't understand why this guy is like, I don't understand why people don't like Trump.
That's what was on the script, Miracle, that he was. And then this is the wild part. The man's name is not Dan Purdy. Like this dude is named like William Holt. That's not like your name is not Dan Purdy. And then what did you send it to him in a DM? Like, so you DM this man, and then he went to his DMs as a black gay man, and then he copied it and then put it on his own profile. I mean, come on. Like, this is what you want.
It goes down in the DMs, bro. It just goes down in the DMs, man. That man looked like
we'll find that out next week.
Like he looked like a burn victim. Like his face didn't even look real, man. It looked like he had a facial transplant, man, and they forgot most of it. It was like
that's not cool.
I mean,
let's not do a personal attack.
Yes, we don't.
We're better than that.
But
we go high when they go low.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's super wild. Yeah. So I mean, like, but the thing is like, look, I mean, like, kind of like what Trouble said. Get your meditation on. Like, come on, man. Like, be yourself. Like, if you obviously, if you got to create an account to try to defend your point, then you're not making good points. You're not making great arguments if you got to try to make up some black gay people to try to argue with you. Oh, man, no, we ain't.
You know what I noticed about rich white people? It's kind of like they kind of bought their way out of accountability. Because I'm kind of like imagining the scene in my head. Like he probably posted it from his Twitter. It was like, oh shit. His heart started racing. He was just like, hey, find me a black guy.
He's trending. Right. And you know that nigga had like 3 black people in his phone, if that. Like,
right.
You
like,
feel
how
me? It's like, instead of just saying like, yo, I'm wrong. I do have a burner account. My bad. You guys have caught me. He was just like, hey, say you're Dan Purdy. Just read this here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Mitt Romney got caught with having a fake account earlier in the year, and he was like, "Yep, it was me. My bad." He wasn't being racist though; he was just being himself.
KD as well. Kevin Durant was like, "Yep, I'm on here arguing with people on. I mean, that's what I do in my spare time." You know what I'm saying?
And so that was one of the times when, like, that was one of the first times I had ever heard about a burner account.
Yeah,
I didn't know like what it was, and I was like, because I use social media on a very face value level. So like when I first heard a burner account, I was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "People really do that." And when I think it was KD, I was like, the first time I was like, "Wow, that's." Yeah. But that's this matrix of white supremacy. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like,
I think about doing the burner account that way I can talk trash and not get in trouble.
Listen,
I mean, I guess you know what I'm saying, but
Chips tea.
Are you going to be yeah? We'll have to look at your profile picture. On that
you need to be a white woman from Wyoming.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
And love with Black Lives Matter. I'm a white woman in Wyoming and love Black Lives Matter. And
I was gonna say, if you do the white woman from Wyoming, then your first tweet should be these niggas, but I ain't racist. Listen, I ain't racist, but these niggas.
Speaking of like these niggas, right?
These niggas.
How
transitions?
Right? Yes, because like when I think of these niggas, I think of like the McCloskeys, right? The white couple from St. Louis.
These niggas,
right. So for those that don't know, it was like a white couple in St. Louis. Black Lives Matter are just marching. They're not even worried about them. They're marching down the street in their neighborhood. They were going to some like official's house, and they seen Black Lives Matter marching through their neighborhood, and they decided to come out in the lawn with machine guns and a gun. So of course, this picture went viral of like the husband had a machine gun, the wife had the little silver gun, and this is the McCloskeys, you know what I'm saying? And so now they're suing. They're actually suing the person who took the picture for ruining their lives. What y'all think?
They're like those remember, you know those farmers, the painting of the farmers got the pitchfork and they're standing next to each other. This is what they are. It's like the new age. It's the new age version of that, bro. It's like, but how are you gonna be upset when no one told you to come out here, y'all, bro?
No one
told you to come out.
No one knew
you were on the Rnc National Convention. And this is again why I don't understand who does y'all's communication. Because if that were me,
this is them right there.
If that were me, I would have been on Oprah. I would have been Ayanna Van Zandt crying on her bosoms, talking about I love Black people. I don't know what's going on. Like who does their messaging? Like I am so confused.
But I think you make a good
I'm
point.
so confused.
Thank you,
because if you went to for RNC, the Republican convention, and you spoke there, you've been on all these Fox News shows, like I could see if you were like if when the incident happened, you came out, you said, I don't want to, do no interviews, I don't want to do anything, but they actually benefited off the celebrity. Now you want to, but because you got some charges, now all of a sudden you want to say it ruined your life? Like what? Like, but once again, like they weren't coming to your house. Nobody knew your name. Didn't even know you was inside your house. You decided to come out with guns. You decided to do that. Now you got to suffer the consequences. So,
and then what sucks is like, had it not been them, that would have been a dope picture. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my wifey out here strapped up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody fucking with us. But like instead, y'all look dumb.
Or have they just joined the protest?
You feel me? Like they could have just did that.
Have they just been like, you know what, Trojan horse? I don't want you to burn down my mansion. Let me come fight in solidarity with you.
Yeah. What are y'all talking about? Oh, I thought y'all said all lives matter. Let me put this gun down. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah.
I'm with all y'all. I'm with it. And people would have clapped for them. People would have been like, everything's cool. Like, and it's like, but that it makes you wonder because they're lawyers. It makes you wonder, like you think people are smart and they really, they move in.
I told y'all, people in law school just racist and connected. I don't understand why people
the question is like the McCloskeys the Karen of the week, or is it Kyle Rittenhouse's mom? So Kyle, so for y'all that don't remember Kyle Rittenhouse was the 17-year-old guy that decided to come to Kenosha, Wisconsin, with a AK-47 that he should not have had, that he possessed illegally. His mom dropped him off, crossing state lines with his gun, and then decided to shoot 3 protesters, killing 2. Now Kyle is on trial for murder, or like has been indicted for murder. And his mom, made a statement recently. His mom said the protesters would be alive if they weren't there.
All murders matter. All mass murders matter. That's what she's saying. All mass shootings matter. Disrespectful, cunt. Like, yo, it's like, how are you gonna be like? First off, how is she not charged? It's still beyond me that she hasn't been charged yet. You charge the man who got him the gun. You charge Rittenhouse. How is the mom not charged? You're an accessory to murder.
She drove him there and
you carpooled him to kill people.
Yeah.
Like how is this not in tandem?
That is accessory before, during, and after the fact.
She broke the law, Miracle?
That's aiding and abetting. That is contributing to the delinquency of a minor. That's child abuse. That's child endangerment. There are so many laws. You that's also federal charges. You cross state lines.
Yeah. Like this is literally like John Lee Malvo, but the white version.
She said the police should have helped the businesses out instead of having a 17-year-old kid helping. The police gave him water. Like the police was sticking it with your son. The police
maybe shouldn't have murdered people. The police should actually not be out here committing crimes against Black and brown people. The police should actually be a part of the community. There's a whole bunch of stuff that could have happened, that should have happened. But had you been a mother and kept your son's ass at home, we wouldn't have been here. He was a child, allegedly, 17. Why would you give him a gun? I don't understand. Like, if I told my brother, let me go drive you to New York so you can shoot somebody, I'm going to be in jail. Yeah. I'm going to be up under the jail. I'm not even going to be on bail.
We've had mothers go to jail for switching school districts, sending their children to school districts illegally.
Yeah.
And then you're allowing a mom to drive her son across state lines, knowing he had a weapon.
He had a weapon.
It's not like it was a sidearm.
Not like you didn't know, right?
A knife. That's something you would conceal.
Not like Mrs. McCluskey's gun. He had Mrs. McCluskey's gun. He had the big joint.
He came with intention to murder. And
you make such a good point, because we have had Black women go to jail for the
warning shots,
their children to a different school. We've had Black women go to jail for standing their ground. We've had Black women go to jail for supposedly voting irregularities. You know what I'm saying? We've had remember the mom that was trying to get a job and she had to leave her child in the car just to go do a job interview. They put her in jail. But yet here's this white woman who takes and then she wanted to put the blame on somebody else. You almost cut that. You took your, just imagine, here's your son. Hey, mom, so-and-so just got me a AK-47. I want to go to this place and I want to protect these businesses. And you're going to tell him, yes? Nigga, you better go eat some Fruit Loops and get back in your room and play some damn, PlayStation 4 or whatever you got. I mean, come on, really?
Ramel Holt's mom got charged for, crimes because when her son allegedly shot that police officer, she was trying to find an attorney so he wouldn't get murdered. And they arrested her and his whole entire family. So the fact that this woman who's who drove her son to get state lines, who housed him and closed him, knowing that he committed multiple crimes, nothing happened to her. It's just
and picked his ass up. Picked his ass up and
yeah.
So it's like, is he telling her yo, mom? I'm sure he gets in the car, it's yo, mom, I just shot somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
mom, I think it's going on
the whole time. He was like, yo, come get me, it's done.
I feel like they're having kind of a moral dilemma, like the law enforcement, because I feel like they wouldn't have made any arrests had these protesters been a different color. And it's kind of like we're really just trying to make this look good.
Yeah.
But also right now, you just seen these Republicans calling for death to Democrats. So it's maybe it's just that's collateral damage. It's they chose the wrong side. They're Marxists. They're and that's the thing. It's can you even define to me what a Marxist is in 2020, bro? You can't. Don't look at a book. Don't consult Google, Wikipedia, none of them things. Tell me right now what a Marxist is.
It's not even, bro. It's not even that. And that's, this is what we pushing. It's not even that large of a difference between Trump and Biden. It's not even that large. They're trying to make it seem like it's this because, the reality is Biden and Kamala, Biden Harris is going to be upholding white supremacy too, just like President Obama upheld white supremacy.
Oh, hold on. We got to normalize. We got to normalize placing a Black woman's name first. Harris Biden. Harris Biden.
He is old, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah.
But even if something happens to Joe, like she's still going to be upholding white supremacy.
The presidency is synonymous with white supremacy.
That's the reality. So it's not even like these white. You know, I mean, you had a GOP politician in Mississippi say like we need to secede. Like Mississippi, like we're not going to be under Joe Biden, as if there ain't black people in Mississippi. Like who you are going to decide that? You know what I'm saying? Like why? Because of Joe Biden is president now, and these are oftentimes these are white people who. I mean, how is your life radically going to be different? What you can't just randomly call people the N-word, but it kind of goes back to what you said, Farouk, about like ownership. Trump had y'all stick y'all chest out because y'all had an outright racist in the White House. He was saying whatever he wanted to say, and you felt you could say whatever you want to say. Now that man ain't in there, now what you got to tuck your stuff in? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. What is it?
You know, and the still the most intriguing, fascinating, and sad thing to me is you have these Black Trump supporters saying Donald Trump never outwardly said anything negative about Black people in the United States of America. And I'm like, how? Like, have you not paid attention to anything? You've alleviated it because you have a rapper called Tone Trump, and salam alaikum to my brother. You know, you have alleviated it or forgave him because he was on the Fresh Prince. You forgave him because he's had all these Black pop culture references.
Right, Lil Wayne.
But,
Lil Wayne.
Right, Lil Wayne. But like you were dismissing the fact that Central Park 5, you're dismissing the fact that he's literally evicted people. That
I mean, not only that. I mean, bro. I mean, Farouk, during his presidency. I mean,
during the presidency, calling Baltimore shithole.
Right, like, shitting on Baltimore. It's wild because these are the places that actually voted his ass out. You know what I'm saying? But every inner city place, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Detroit. I mean, he talked bad about Black neighborhoods.
Call us sons of bitches. You get me? Like,
and even now, the voter fraud is predominantly Black cities. And I want to say, this country is founded on white supremacy. Every system in this country is a part of a white supremacist legacy. Yeah. So I think that there were Black people who could have been Republicans working with this administration. But for me, the problem was the excusing of white supremacy. Yes. Most of the Black people I know have said Joe Biden did this wrong. Joe Biden is not my top 5 choice. We have held our politicians accountable. What I have a problem with is the whole erasure of what Trump has done. Trump himself said he doesn't know what more to do for Black people. So somehow there is this huge disconnect. And you're allowing this man who has this power to actually harm Black people's policies because you're trying to make sure you personally are secure and you personally are protected from white supremacy by aligning yourself with this administration. And that's what I have a problem with.
So like, are we doing like a COVID watch on Ben Carson? Are we wondering if he's going to make it out alive?
Stop. Hold on.
It's above me now. It's above me now.
Bishop Jackson just died. We had
who's
Bishop Jackson?
I don't know what that is. God bless you.
Another person who was at the election thing. He had COVID.
Oh, he was a Black Republican. Yeah.
You know, we still have our brother Herman Cain. We still have a bunch of people. And you know, as my father was a Black Republican, I do know a lot of these folks. So I'm going to be like, not going to extend the grace. I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I don't think it's worth to die for white supremacy. I don't think that access to whiteness and power is going to save you or protect you or your communities. And I would hope that if you are going to be someone who's going to be a Black Republican in this day and age, you use your position to actually call out supremacy and create policies that empower Black people without groveling at the hand and being the footstool of Trump. That's what I'm going to say.
Was I wrong when I laughed at the meme that said, I didn't wash my gifted hands? Was I wrong at that, Miracle?
Why do you mean it, Charlotte? You're not gonna put me in this. I said
somebody told me that. Somebody told
me
that.
I'm the one who told you.
Somebody told me that somebody said they hope he had gifted lungs.
Yeah, that is true. I don't get it. Like I honestly do not get this administration. Like Carson already had money, power, fame, and privilege, right? Yeah. And so I don't get what he's really getting from working this administration.
I mean, he's getting COVID.
He's not even doing
the internet ain't shit. The internet ain't shit.
He got
I
COVID.
hope he had gifted lungs.
Yo, internet undefeated.
Yo.
It reminds me when Dave Chappelle was talking about his body had everything COVID was looking for.
Oh shit.
All the
Talking about, yeah, all the fixes. Yeah, I mean, so just like you said, we don't wish. We hope that Ben Carson, makes it out of this administration alive. We don't want to see more Black people dying, but it is wild. Like, hopefully, I mean, did they airlift him to that hospital? I mean,
Probably not.
Probably not. Ben Carson to the projects, man. What if they was like, bro, you gotta.
Yo, he said gifted lung. So I forgot what I was. I guess we are. We do want to say, we do want to acknowledge, that Brett Harkinson, one of the officers that's responsible for the death of Breonna Taylor, was sued for sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Two bad apples, eh?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So like, we do want to acknowledge that, that's that's an evil, wicked dude. Meanwhile, y'all Christians are raising money for him and he sexually assaulting people. So we do want to, make sure we put that information out there.
Let's talk about the domestic violence rate and the sexual assault rate that police officers contribute to. Absolutely. And how patriarchy and violence are intersecting. So, absolutely. Blue lives matter, folks. Please get your people. They're out here raping folks.
Get your people. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was like that meme I posted. They said blue lives matter. We voted blue. Now they upset. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro.
Can't win for losing. Can't win for losing.
Can't win, man.
Blue, right? Hey.
Right.
Hey,
well, we're about to get so much hate mail, and I'm like,
listen, man. It's just like the show writes itself. Be mad at yourselves, bro. Like, we didn't even
talk about the cop. Speaking of the police, we do got to talk about this. The anti-harassment officer.
Oh my days, bro.
the NYPD had an anti-harassment police officer, and guess what?
Harassing people.
He was.
We can't make this up. We're not collectively. We're not that good. We're not that good. It's like NYPD takes one step forward to take 15 steps back.
Oh my god!
Like they just love NYPD would just rather it be the 1900s with with the Irish cops just beating niggas in the head with sticks. Still, if it was up to them, that's how it would be.
It said that between the summer of 2019 and earlier this fall, he posted hundreds of messengers on the rant, many which attacked Black people, Puerto Ricans, Hasidic Jews, and others with an unbridled sense of animus.
Look at my man's face. He looks like a thumb.
Listen, he probably still got the support of the union.
It said he referred to former President Barack Obama as a Muslim savage, and he called the Bronx District Attorney Darcel D. Clark, who is Black, a gap-toothed wildebeest. And this is the guy that was doing the anti-harassment training for the NYPD. And we wonder why, when we talk about all they need is some training. If we just give the police officers more training, well, who's going to be doing the training? Mr. Thumb, Officer Thumb is going to be doing the training. You know what I'm saying? And what is he doing after the training? Harassing people. You know
man, listen.
It was almost like he felt like he had to make up for his job.
Right.
Had to give himself a job to do.
He had to go harder. I bet you what. He probably fire you up at a lunch table, though. He probably get out on something at the lunch
table. A gap tooth wildebeest. I mean, that's some. Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Yeah, man, that was good. He was trolling Twitter for some insults, man. Like.
So anyway, we're close to the end.
Thank God.
We want to do our call to action. Who's doing our call to action?
Listen.
Stay your ass in the house.
Stay the fuck in the house, man. Stay. Listen. Texas just had 1 million cases.
What?
A million. Texas just eclipsed 1 million cases of COVID.
Wow.
1 million.
Wow.
We keep posting new highs every day. It's literal countries talking about reverting back to shutting down. And what are you Americans doing? What are you lot doing? What are you
turning up, throwing Halloween parties?
You're chatting because you're upset you can't eat your Thanksgiving meal with your other racist family members, right? Eat that unseasoned chicken on Zoom, bro.
Oh shit!
You get me? Eat your stuffing that's just like wet bread on Zoom. You know, that disgusting pumpkin pie.
Oh
right?
my God.
Wait a minute. What? Not listen. No pumpkin.
No, I like pumpkin pie.
But
but you know, but you know, it don't taste the same, bro. It's not the same. It's not the same pumpkin pie you and I eat.
So yeah,
they
know,
don't have those
right.
gifted hands.
But also, right. Also, yeah. So
Thank you. We'll be here next week.
yeah, the call to action.
Stop
a lot of
getting people
COVID cases.
sick. Stop getting people sick,
Yeah,
man.
keep your mask, hand sanitizer, all that still in full effect. Please, like, sanitize your stuff, wear your mask, you know, all of that stuff. Like, stop going to bars.
Get yourself on at ease. Keep that thing on you. You know
keep it on you. Keep it on. Yeah, do all of that. So yeah, because it's out of pocket right now. We're actually going to do our Ask a Black Doctor show tomorrow. Y'all can tune in to Ask a Black Doctor about COVID-19 tomorrow. Yeah, wipe all that stuff off, man. Wipe that stuff off. Sanitize your stuff. So that's our call to action. Our our white pages today. Our white pages today is why are all the black kids sitting together in the cafeteria and other conversations about race?
So we can get away from the white kids that come in and start shooting people.
We're gonna get so
So we can get away from the white people. What?
Shout out to the patty pies. Yes.
I love
Also,
that. I said so we can get away from the white kids that
Popeyes
come in
has
and
a
shoot
turkey.
people.
Y'all can buy your turkey at Popeyes. I hope they ain't racist or support Trump.
So
but,
we can put this in the chat. Why are all the black kids sitting together cafeteria?
For safety.
Beverly Tatum.
Why are you wiping off?
We
your
don't feel safe.
Yeah. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Woo! Yeah. Wipe your screen off, bro. Oh, what's coming up? Ask a Black Doctor tomorrow at 7.
I'm funny in real life. Like, I'm really funny.
You are kind of dressed. I don't know. Every time I look, you're kind of dressed. You look like an undercover cop today. I don't know if it's a jacket.
Ooh, called you a op. Oh shit!
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know if it's a jacket.
Wait, how long have
He
you
started
known
ripping low key.
Look, how long have you known Farouk? How did he come to you as a king?
That's how he look. He got it. It's the jacket and the glasses. I don't know. I'm like, this dude looks like he about to.
And then he zoomed in.
Like a drug bust. The whole show.
Oh, look at the comment, bro.
I'm sorry, I'm joking. It's the jacket. I don't know. I guess it's the jacket, man. I don't know. It looks
I
like
do no. I mean, that's the fact. No, listen. That's cool. All them things is cool, isn't it? Like, is a man really a funny
He
guy,
gonna
right?
cuss us out as soon
This
as the
is-
show is over.
I have a resignation letter saved on my hard drive. That's cool. And I got a printer right behind me. So I'm
no,
good,
sir.
man.
Come on, man. We go.
There's some light skin feelings.
Woo! I was thinking.
Got a nigga in my feelings. My feelings.
So we got on.
Don't do my twin like that.
Next
Thank you.
Tuesday. I guess we're gonna flip the next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're doing what school are we at? Penn State, Greater Allegheny.
Oh shit. Yeah. Penn State, Greater Allegheny. We will be doing oh shit, man. I should know that.
Protest. It's like it's pandemic, protest, politics, poetry.
Yeah, and poetry. That's it. Yeah, we came up with the title. We can't even remember it.
Yeah, so we taking the show on the road. It's me, Trouble, Miracle, Farouk. We'll be at Penn State, Greater Allegheny next Tuesday.
Put some respect on my name when you speak it. It's a man like Sai with the shades, isn't it? You div.
The shades
dumb,
coming
bro.
with us. The shades coming with us as part of your.
The shade, they come everywhere, bro. You get me? Like, I wear my sunglasses at night, dinner time, and to sleep. Man can't see me. You get me? You can't see a man like this, innit? John Cena don't got nothing on me. Where you think he learned the things from, man?
Got you. All right. I'll let that go.
Dickhead.
Next Thursday, I'll be doing something at Penn State Greater Allegheny online concert. And of course, we'll be back with. I'm doing something with Kelly Strayhorn Theater on Friday. We're having a conversation, hip hop conversation with some dope artists. So yeah, just go to tomorrow on Tilt. Get your mental health lunch break. Brandy Fisher is going to be a special guest on Tilt this week with Julius Boatwright and Mama Brown. Tune in for that. And I think, do we got anything else?
Yes, on Monday we're gonna have a special episode, the 100 Power Hour, talking about self-defense and how we protect ourselves. So for those of you who have questions about weapons and guns and all type of stuff, tune in. We have a variety of speakers. It's going to be amazing, and I'm very excited for that.
And y'all turned up on last month. If you missed the last Monday's episode of Power Hour, it's really good, really informative. Because y'all had Biko from Milwaukee. Y'all had the sister from the
from New Georgia Project.
Yeah, New Georgia Project.
You know, we're trying to be out here.
Yeah, no, it was a really, really dope episode. Shout out to Kahari and Ryan for the 100 Power Hour. What Black Pittsburgh needs to know will be back. You know what we do. I mean, or if you missed the episodes, catch up. You know what I'm saying? Catch up on the episodes. Yeah, I talked about the Celeste texted me. Yeah, I talked about November 17th. So anything else? I think that's it.
Oh, Celeste's new podcast.
Oh yeah.
She's got a new podcast coming. Don't like 2 people on our panel got a podcast coming as well.
Ooh.
Like a black
Blacklight.
a black red.
Yeah, we do got Blacklight next Friday, first episode. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us what it is.
Yeah, tell us what it is.
Give the people a teaser.
All right. So imagine this. You have a super dope artist or activist, right? They have a genius idea. You learn more about it on Blacklight. Imagine this. A man like Saeed with the shades, right? Approaches you with these insightful questions, makes you think a little bit, you know? Really prods your vernacular a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to be like. If you can imagine that now, you're going to love it. That's my spiel.
The Power Hour is on our Facebook and on our for those of you who have people who are on Facebook, all of our shows are now also on our One Hood YouTube page. So go over to our YouTube page to get the information, to do the to share with your folks, because not everybody's on Facebook. Y'all said y'all don't do Facebook, so now we're on YouTube as well. So like, hit up our YouTube, watch our shows on YouTube as well.
All right. Is Jerry frozen?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. It definitely looks like, yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah,
I'm back. I'm back. My internet.
I was like, dang, well, now that he's gone.
Y'all about to start talking shit. Like, let me talk about this. You know what I mean? No, Celeste has a keynote. She also mentioned, our co-founder, Celeste Smith, at the Association for Fundraising Professionals. That's November 17th. So we'll have all this stuff on One Hood Media. If you go to One Hood Media, we'll have all the stuff that we're doing. You did the interview with Kiki, right? Miracle. The other day I saw that on Instagram. So, we out here in these streets doing a lot. You already know what it is.
Hire me because I'm trying to buy a new car. So hire me to do your keynotes, your moderations.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Trying to do Black excellence over here. So
Yeah.
Black excellence. Did we have a Black excellence for this week? Oh, it was Miracle. Oh,
yeah, it's a Miracle.
I almost forget that fast.
Yes, Miracle is part of the core. That's right. Tell you got picked up to be part of the national cohort for arts activism. Can you talk a little bit about this, Miracle? You're on mute. You're muted.
You are muted.
You're muted right now, Miracle.
I am a part of this national coalition for the U.S. arts and culture. Shout out to the feds, love them. Talking about how to use art to address social and political issues. So I'll be doing a project about maternal mortality and access to healthcare for Black women. So I'm very excited about this. So I'll be reaching out to a lot of y'all to get some of your words. I think I'm going to do a wheat pasting project. I want to do something that's happier because I was going to do a different thing. But yeah, so I'm part of that. So you'll see me around doing different conversations about art and activism. And I'll be like using my poetry. So I'll be returning to my artwork to just do some stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm sorry. We have a breaking story. This is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just sent it to y'all. I don't know if we can put it up, John. It said the leader of the Proud Boys said he's done pretending he isn't a Nazi.
Nice.
That's where we're at right now. a civil war brewing inside the Proud Boys as the top leader said he's done pretending he isn't a Nazi. I
That's
don't know.
the speaking of white supremacy, folks.
Or just trust black people when we say Nazis are Nazis because they don't like black and brown folks.
We trying to tell y'all, we like, these are racist, these are folks with, he's like, oh yes, by the way, I was a Nazi all the time, and guess what? I'm gonna just come in.
I'm tired of hiding it.
He came out the Nazi closet. I don't even know what that is.
I'm out of jokes at this point, bro. I don't even have jokes for this no more, man. It's just like,
isn't he like a Hispanic person as well? So can we also just like?
So is George Zimmerman.
Oh yeah, we missed Eva Longoria. Remember Eva Longoria?
Wait. I learned.
What did Eva Longoria do?
She said she apologized, so we're gonna let her go because at least she took accountability. But I learned after the Second World War, a lot of Nazis actually
went to Argentina.
Latin America. Why you do that?
I thought that was common knowledge.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
But went to Latin and South America, so that's why you're also going to start to seeing a lot of Cuban and other people of Hispanic and Spanish origins affiliated with Nazi parties because of that. So when we talk about how people of color is not synonymous with black, how when we talk about, if you want to talk about black people, say black, this is what we mean. Because a lot of people are very offended that you call them black or people of color because they view themselves as white.
True.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
True.
That's a fact.
And Eva Longoria was, they was kind of like, everybody was talking about black women, being, she was like, but the real heroes were the Latina women, and black women was not having that. You know what I'm saying? And
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, she had to apologize quick. Black women formed like Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, they just came and
they came out like Voltron.
Oh my God! And then shout out to Rosa Clemente. You know what I'm saying? Always
large up.
Afro Latino came and Latina came and handled the business, and so she did apologize. She talked to folks. She apologized. So she messed up. She came back. Shout out to her. She did her thing. So yeah, somebody said George Zimmerman. Yeah, George Zimmerman.
I said that.
Oh, is that? I'm sorry. I looked at that. I missed that, bro. I was distracted by the classes, man. I don't know what it was.
I would know it.
But talking about white supremacy, it is Indigenous Heritage Month. So make sure you're following Indigenous leaders and speakers, supporting their work and their art, like Frank Wan and different folks. White supremacy. I think they've been dealing with it in this country for longer than we have. So.
Yeah, shout out to the Indigenous folks that I know we have a lot. We have Indigenous activists here in Pittsburgh. Yeah, so support an Indigenous organizer, community group, artists, not just this month, but whenever you have an opportunity to. Also, it's Veterans Day. We know there was a lot of Black veterans that put in gave their lives. You know what I'm saying? For this country. So shout out to the and we know there's a lot of Black veterans that also were victims of police brutality as well. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Black veterans. You know what I'm saying? We have one in our organization, Brittany Chantel, my brother Lennon Hammonds, shout out to the vets.
Absolutely.
Not all the vets, but we're gonna prioritize the Black vets. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna prioritize our people.
That's a fact.
Shout out to our
let's talk about the veterans who couldn't get their health care or their pills because this president messed with the postal service, who didn't get their GI payments on time, whose families are facing homelessness because of mismanagement of this country. Crazy. Yes, shout out to the vets.
Shout out to the vets. And one last thing, because this is also November 11th is also the anniversary of Leon Ford.
Right. Yeah.
In 2012, he put a powerful post out today about, his legacy, man. And, he's just such a proponent of, for our community, a proponent of mental health and doing that internal work. So shout out to Leon Ford for, emerging from that tragedy, as somebody that's really about, healing in our community. So, so send a shout out to, Leon, hit Leon up, man. Send him some love, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you can. Shout out to Leon as well. I think that's it. Anything else? Last words?
Never lose sight.
Never
lose sight. That's a good.
Love your Blackness. Turn up. Be safe.
Yep. Stay in the house. All right.
Please stay in the house.
We out.